It's 5 o'clock. Matter of fact, it's 5:01. And we in the building. I'm your boy, the Digital Pit Boss. And this is the Bayer and Monsanto. We gonna get it in. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Digital Pit Boss, baby. Y'all know we about to get it in. Aviator Squad. All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Digital Pit Boss Show. Thank you for your donations and your kind consideration of viewing my channel. Today we're going to do some teaching. Y'all know how we do it. That's just my little radioactive intro. Try to keep it entertaining for you. I see that it's difficult for my watchers to come into the room. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Let's cancel that out. Uh-oh. I got all too much going on now. Boom. There we go. Okay. Finally got that shut down. Welcome to the room, everybody. You know, this is your boy, the Digital Pit Boss in HD, baby. I'm about to do some teaching, so I'm not necessarily teaching, but teaching, and you know, getting into a pretty interesting subject matter. And I done laid out a little something. Don't know how long this may take, anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, but we're gonna get into it. So let me read the title off real proper, right? The Monsanto and Bayer merger. They came together, formulated a multi-$65 billion company. They got a chemical industry and an agriculture industry merging together to bring to you the latest and the new and the future GMO seed. Oh yeah, baby, and you're gonna be eating it all over the place. Check it out. So I'm just trying to educate you a little bit, just in case you didn't have time to take a listen to the news. This merger happened way back last year around September. Going into October, they put their business together, and we're going to talk about it. Now, if you're in the chat rooms, I'm not looking in there much, but I will check it here and there, make sure, you know, if y'all have any questions, I'm paying attention to that. So first off, I'm going to try to share this page, and we're going to play a little video so I can give you guys some content to why I'm speaking on the subject. So let me share my screen with you, right? We're going to move on into this video. If you don't mind me, let me get this page rebooted, right? As y'all can see, Bayer and Monsanto to merge in the mega deal that could reshape the world's food supply. I hope that concerns you.
Third time's a charm. Monsanto finally agreed to Bayer's third increased bid of $66 billion, with CEOs of both companies making the year's biggest deal official Wednesday morning. The German drug and chemicals company is paying a hefty premium to take over the American seed manufacturer. The deal will create an agribusiness giant that will command more than a fourth of the world market for seeds and pesticides. Monsanto CEO Hugh Grant.
Together with Bayer, we're going to be able to offer growers even better solutions faster. This combination will deliver just that, an innovation engine that pairs Bayer's crop protection portfolio with our world-class seeds and traits.
But that also means regulators will likely take a close look at it. CMC markets analyst Michael Hewson.
While the bid may well get approved by shareholders over the course of the next week or so,
it still has to overcome regulatory scrutiny. Analysts at research firm Bernstein give the deal a 50-50 chance of getting clearance, citing political pushbacks. Under the deal, Bayer will pay Monsanto a $2 billion breakup fee should it fail to get the blessing of regulators. To get their approval, antitrust experts think the companies may have to sell some assets like soybeans, cotton, and canola seeds. Bayer shares rising sharply higher on news of the deal. Monsanto's were up too.
All right, y'all. Let me stop this. So as you see, they got together. You got a seed company and a chemical company coming together, right? The German chemical company Bayer said it will take over the U.S. seed giant Monsanto to be one of the world's biggest agriculture conglomerates. The $66 billion deal, the largest corporate mega merger in a full year of them. And that should reshape the development of the seed and pesticide necessary to the fueling of the planet's food supply. Now, if you know anything about the dangers, of this GMO food, as of now, there is certain type of testing that is not being done on the GMO food that is not necessarily FDA needed in order to put seedless watermelons and seedless grapes and seedless fruits and grown various types of corn and various types of vegetables that, you know, we just consume out of a lack of this modern man situation we have created. And so now we are just going down to the supermarket and filling up our basket with affordable food, right? Easy to maintain food, easy to acquire food. And so we are falling into a test lab situation where we don't exactly understand what the side effects of adding this GMO type of food to your system. And so now they have come together. But here's the strange. Here's what's strange. It's good that they are doing business. That's doing business. You got two major companies come together to make more money for the company. That's the good part for them. The bad part is the effect of such a merger and the impact on business that it will have. So you have an old company like Bayer, right? Bayer in the United States is known largely for its pharmaceuticals, with scientists who develop modern aspirin and the Alka-Seltzer. But the deal would pivot. Over 117,000 employee company moved towards its farm targeting businesses in agriculture and chemicals, crop supplies and compounds that kill bugs and weeds. That's what's going on with how they are producing their food with this chemical-based substance. Now that Bayer has acquired this agriculture company that also started off as a chemical company. A lot of people think that Monsanto might just be a seed bank company, but oh, no, 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 no. They started off as a chemical company, and it goes way back. And we're going to talk about the beginning of that, right? So early on, there's a chemical called DDT. This was used in some wars, right? So let's talk about the DDT a little bit. DDT was one of the first chemicals in a widespread use as a pesticide. Following the World War II, it was promoted as a wonder chemical, the same solution to the pest problem, large and small. Today, nearly 40 years after the DDT was banned in the US, we continue to live with its long-lasting effects. In regards to food supply, the USDA found that DDT break down products in 60% of heavy cream samples, 42% of kale greens, 28% of carrots, and a lower percentage of many other foods. DDT's effect on the body burden. DDT breakdown producers products were found in the blood of 99% of the people tested by the CDC, the Center of Disease Control, everybody they tested had a compound breakdown of DDT, pest control chemical created by Monsanto at the World War II time period. So now the health impact: girls exposed to DDT before puberty are 5 times more likely to develop breast cancer in middle age, according to the president of the cancer panel. These things you can Google up. DDT in regards to cancer with women. So now all of a sudden you have a lot of these pink ribbon groups marching for cancer, but not yet exposing the chemical compounds from the DDT of World War II and its effect. And of course, some groups actually have lawyers dealing with the subject matter and various things. So some of these major companies have to prepare for heavy lawsuits. So if you're a lawyer, you might want to think about corporate lawsuits, as these lawsuits deal with billions of dollars as one of your angles for being a lawyer. Okay, let's move on a little bit worse, because, you know, Pit Boss, I'm giving you the lightweight in the beginning as I snare you in, because all of this stuff deals with cultism, symbolisms, various things that they add to their mixture besides just making a dollar or a profit and loss statement. This shit means more to them than profit and loss. Trust and believe. It gets worse. So, banned for agriculture use worldwide by 2001, the Stockholm Convention on President's Organic Pollutants, the use of the DDT is still permitted in small quantities in countries that need it. With support mobilized for the transition to safer and more effective alternatives, the treatment of DDT under the Stockholm Convention is strongly supported by PAN. PAN is Pesticide Action Network of North America. Check that out. The Pesticide Action Network of North America. This video is for the serious-minded who really want some real information outside of that garbage and really trying to figure out how they gonna move and shake around this. Keep listening. We going in. So now we deal with a lady named Rachel Carter, who highlighted the dangers of DDT in her groundbreaking 1962 book, Silent Spring. I'm going to post a link, if I can find that book, in the description box, along with some other links I'll put in the description box after this video that you guys can look on to. Like in the last one, I put the Black's Law. So I'm just certain things that I think are informational to you. I'm gonna add some links into the video. You can click on them and check them out. And I'll definitely look for her book, so you don't got to do the hard work. I'll do it for you. We're going to get her book. And, you know, for those who are interested in Silent Springs, written by Rachel Carson, right? So now, her book borders the story of the disastrous consequence of the overuse of insecticides and raised enough concerns from her testimony before Congress to trigger the establishment of Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. This triggered that. This triggered the cause for that because she wrote that book. It's going to be needed as they're making this murder. Her information in 1962 has got to be relevant today. Y'all gonna have to figure a way out of what you're gonna do about all this pesticide and these new companies that are forming. You can expect your aspirin to change, your Alka-Seltzer to change, if you even take that. You know what I mean? I take none of that type of stuff. Very, very rare. I have to be in extreme headache, extreme condition to take some of that stuff. Otherwise, I just lay there and suffer the pain. You know how we get it. Okay, so now let me go a little deeper for you, because I think that you got the context of Monsanto, but Monsanto is not just the only company, right? So now I'm gonna have to show you this. I need to show you their logos really quick, right? So what do I got for you? All right. Okay. Hold on, I'm just setting my screen. You know, I'm doing this on the fly for y'all. Welcome to the chat room. Let me take a quick look, make sure everybody's, Alex Jones was right about this. That's right. Alex Jones had put some information for sure. I'm just checking that. Make sure y'all keeping up with me. Monsanto and Whole Foods share the same top investors. That's pretty good information. I'm glad that y'all tuning in because it seems that y'all care about something like this. I didn't know how many people would be interested, but I was going for it. Sink or swim, right? Okay, so now, yeah, I know y'all can see my screen. Yeah, that's me. I'm sitting in my whip. Okay, so let me get into my, okay, I have certain logo I need to bring in. Okay, so first I want to show you the Bayer Aspirin's new logo, right? I want you to concentrate on this logo, and I want you to determine why they make it this way and what do we got. You know that Pit Boss makes logos, so it's my job to concentrate on the logo. Now, if I charge you guys $5,000 for this logo, you'd be hot. You'd be like, boy, that took you 2 minutes. But logos aren't about that. Logos are about symbolism and the effect. So what we have here is a circle, as you can clearly see the circle on a white background. And the word Bayer is a cross. Now let me show you something else. So the cross in the circle has a significant meaning, as we can go with many companies that encompass the circle and the cross. This is the example of what they choose to show, or they chose to change their logo to. This is a recent change that they decided to make. And there are often lots of companies that have the circle and the cross, because this circle and the cross, this is not a cross of the Bible for all you Bible haters, right? This ain't got nothing to do with the Bible. I'm gonna get to that. Here we have the Pasadena College Cross Cultural Center. And so still these symbols are crosses and circles. The word Pasadena City College Cross Cultural Center in the circular path, and in the center, these are C's all connected. These are three circles connected. That is called, this is the Celtic knot or the Celtic cross. Very craftily done. And when I was in the process of learning logo making, all these types of things came into fruition. Let me show this because you guys will see this and believe that this has something to do with Christianity. And I'm telling you, this goes back before Christianity when it comes to white paganistic people or Greek paganistic people. And this cross is also the Celtic cross or the sun cross, as these people prior to their Christianity that they adopted, they were worshipers of the sun. And this was their sun cross, which we're going to cover. I'm just showing you the various companies and things that encompass these logos and these ideas. So let's show it all together as the merger begins. So now you have Bayer and Monsanto, the merger on a crop field. People, you have to buy some land and grow your own food. Now, even if you grow your own food, you're going to have to fight Monsanto. If one seed flies in the air and lands on your soil and grows out the ground, they will claim a copy infringement upon you and throw you in the courtroom, and you will fight this company forever that you didn't try to grow their food without their licenses. And so they're putting up a tough fight. So there you see the Bayer with the circle and the cross. The Bayer, you see this little seed pod growing up from the ground for Monsanto, and the M, right? And I believe Monsanto, the M, comes out of Missouri, which is where, boom, all the farming goes down. So the M The M stands for Monsanto, as well as Missouri. There's not a lot of, if you want to say, symbolism in their symbol, yet there is. And we'll get to it. Okay. So now with that, right? Hold on, let me find this again. Let me go back. Go back. Let me say, make sure it's not another. Here's one more. I'm just showing you this so I don't have to necessarily click back over here to it. While we're here, I can kind of give it all to you at once. So here you have the little plane, the crop duster. You see the Monsanto symbol, also with the bear and the beautiful looking crops grown perfectly. Genetically modified, meaning something is changed from its original state. Boom. And what type of chemicals are coming out the back of that plane? Lord have mercy on me. Whatever it is, it ain't no joke. It's turning white girls, getting white girls big butts, and turning black males gay. What the hell is going on in the streets these days? Shit is flip-flop. People trying to tell me it's normal. If you say that flip-flopping is normal, I'm gonna have to throw you in the can. I ain't got time for it. But nevertheless, let's move on, y'all. Let's get to it. We got some more getting to do. If y'all appreciate the message, you know, drop a 1 in the box or something. Let me know that the show is interesting and we're going to keep it going and we're going to get through this because it's a whole lot, right? And let me get to my, here we go. All right. So now we spoke of the sun cross, right? Whether or not ancient people realized that the sun was a spherical, a two-dimensional circle, it is a natural choice to depict the sun. But for its cross, we need a little bit more imagination. Before religion developed, primitive man had already worked out a way to make fire, the fire bows, and what the apparatus used, and it would be a natural to adopt the cross symbol to represent fire. This is just a little website. We're grabbing a little content. So it says, the sun cross is an ancient symbol, carving of which we found in the 1980s on the base of the Bronze Age burial urns in Southworth, Harlesborough, in Croftshire, England. So they found this sun cross, and it dates back to the circa 1440 BC. This symbol has been used throughout history by different religions, groups, and families. Different cultures have their own name for the sky or the sun deity, which unsurprisingly has been associated with the same symbol. Hence, this is also called the Dionysus cross, the Zeus cross, and the Tangier cross, etc. Remember the book, Stolen Legacy, George G.M. James. And in that book, he said that the Greeks and the Romans had stolen their culture from the Cometics. And so we find symbolisms that are similar in those three cultures prior to any biblical narrative being offered in script. They had these symbols attached to themselves. And the sun worshiping is acquired to them all. And so the circle with the cross is definitely something that's not biblical narrative. It has nothing to do with the Bible, as it predates the Bible in what it represented to the sun. And it was just simply adopted by the Catholic tradition to add on the cross in a circle to the Christianity that we see today, because I do often see these crosses on churches, right? And the particular symbols that I see on the church with the circle around the cross, we identify the cross with Jesus Christ and assume that that's a Christian symbol, when this symbol goes back before the time of adopting that, which was around 400 AD with the Catholic Church in the Byzantine Empire. That's when the Catholic Church created what they had and created a white pope system out of Rome. Well, the first pope system was set up in Kemet out of the Coptic Church in Kemet. And so I cannot associate this circle and cross with anything Bible, as it predates it in information in regards to the sun on the cross. And therefore, the circle represents the sun, backdrop by the cross, and there we go, right? So, and this is not about damaging anybody's religious perspective. This is understanding why is Bayer aspirin using the circle and the cross, and what is their connection to the cultic cross, or the cultic cross. Why did they choose to use that? So let's take a little look. Let's take a little look at some symbolisms that they often use in their products, because this is the way that they keep their tradition going symbolically. As I say, they are packed with meanings that, one second, I got a lot of windows open, y'all. So let me kill that and find the window so we can be on point. Bam, there we go. Okay. So I'm coming back on you. All right. So now we start off with the Red Bull, right? It says the Red Bull gives you wings and tastes great with vodka and Jaeger. But like all other soft drink brands, the logo is displayed the esoteric sun symbol as directed by the Illuminati. We're not tripping on the Illuminati. That's just the way that this particular page that's dealing with symbols, they always throw in their keywords, Illuminati being one of the keywords, but that's not what we focused on. We simply focused on symbolisms in those designs, and you guys could take it and apply it to whatever you want to apply it to, or any group, or however you take the information. There are three methods of the sun symbolized used by the Illuminati in a soft drink. I'm gonna quit saying the word Illuminati and just simply say the American corporations. You call them what you want, but that's what they call themselves. And in Nellie Fuller's information, he said, call people what they want to be called. So I call you what you want to be called, goddess, queen, all of that. I'm with it, king, what it do? Okay, so those three ways is the sun on the cross. That's what we're dealing with. The triangle capstone of a pyramid with the all-seeing eye, and a direct. Okay. Now, if you see this, you'll think to yourself, hey, there goes a Christian cross. There goes those Christians. Them stupid, blinded Christians. And what you're looking at is not Christian at all. The first method of the sun symbolized used by the corporations in soft drink logos is the sun on the cross, or the cross in a circle, represented by the Celtic cross. That is the Celtic cross shown below. The quick explanation is that the circle represents the sun, and the sun, or the sun died on the cross for a complete derivation. Now, that's the explanation, but this was created prior to that, so it can't be that. And so here you see the Pope of today, representing the first Pope of the Byzantine Empire, which began around 425 AD. And here in his hand, he has the circle with the cross. This is a Celtic cross and has nothing to do with the Bible. There again is the Red Bull. A yellow disc represents the sun, and it sits in the middle of the cross, formed by a blue and silver quadrant. So now you see the four squares on this bull symbol, and his four quadrants represented by the sun, right? And of course, you have Sunkiss. These are classic companies, right? And there are many of them. I'll put some links out here for you guys to delve deeper, right? Look at Target. Here's the Target logo in case you're having trouble seeing the sun in the Coca-Cola logo. The Target logo is exactly the same as used in astrology to represent the sun. That's a circle with a dot in it. You'll find that on many Kemetic groups and other types of deviations out there, this is one of the often symbols used. But Bayer is using it also. Bayer is in connection with that. That's the purpose for understanding the connections and the symbolisms of the sun worship. All right, Diet Coke. I mean, just about every major company. It's all I really wanted you to understand is all the companies are practicing cooperative economics, as well as creating a system to which I like to call casting black magic in the aspect of things that are not good. Not black magic as in being black like skin, melanated quadrants, not that type black. That's that good black. There's more chocolate the berry, more sweeter the juice. Damn. Y'all know how it go. So now, that's what we're getting into. And understand, we're traveling outside of Monsanto and Bayer, but it's the fact that the idea of having a chemical company and a seed company come together for a conglomerate mega merge to supply the world with more food, right? That means buying up more land, controlling more of the produce and production of what you eat, and they're using pesticides on you. At the end of the day, this is not about focusing on if you believe in the Bible or if the Bible is not true. Forget all of that. You're wasting your time arguing about that. You should be worried about what you're putting in your body. That you're putting pesticides in your body from two big conglomerate companies who have bought up everything to operate against your health and well-being, and what you personally are going to do to defend yourself from GMO products. If you don't got money, you'll be eating GMOs. Promise you. If you get a little money, you can keep a little bit of it out, but you can't keep it all out because you have to travel and do various things. You're at work here and there. You can't always you think you're going to Whole Foods, getting some real good food. Forget about it. Whole Foods has GMOs all over the place. They don't have to label this stuff. This day country, you just welcomed in. Get ready. You're going to have a GMO Christmas next year, whether you believe in Christmas or not. So let's go a little deeper. You know, we don't like to just slow down right there, right? I got so much. So we got to go back. We got to go back to this company, Monsanto. And I got to go all the way back. Pre-Garvey season, 1901. We ain't talking about black folks. We're going to get into some white folks. In 1901, Monsanto is founded by John Francis Queeny, a member of the Knights of Malta. Write that down. Google that, the Knights of Malta, a 30-year pharmaceutical veteran, married to a Olga Mendez Monsanto. Woo, there go that Monsanto. Now here's a man that married a woman and took her name. That's a woman with some game. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They say the woman is God. What is the white woman God? Because if not, she got the black woman eating GMOs. Sound like God to me. The company is founded by the John Francis Queeny and a member of the Knights of Malta, a 30-year pharmaceutical veteran married to Olga Mendez Monsanto, for which Monsanto Chemical Works is named. It's named after Olga Mendez Monsanto. Write that down. Google her. Find out about Olga. Now, the company's first product is a chemical saccharin sold to Coca-Cola as an artificial sweetener. Can you believe that? Monsanto and Coca-Cola connect them dots in 1901. Who would have thought? All right. Even then, the government knew saccharin was a poisonous and sued to stop its manufacture, but lost in the court, thus opening Monsanto's Pandora box to begin poisoning the world through a soft drink. Saccharin. It's spelled Saccharin. Saccharin. It's a poison. You still drinking it. It's a sweetener. Okay, let's keep going. In 1920s, Monsanto expands into the industrial chemicals and drugs and becomes the world's largest maker of aspirin. You got that? I'm going to try to say this word. Acetylsalicylic. I can't say it. It's too long. But basically, it's toxic and it's acidic. Aspirin is toxic and acidic. It's in such a small dose that it relieves the headache but poisons the kidney. Relieves the headache but damages the liver. In a small dose, you can handle it for a while. All right. So now, this is also the time when things begin to go horribly wrong for the planet in a hurry with the introduction of their polychlorinated biphenyls, polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs. PCBs were considered an industrial wonder chemical, an oil that wouldn't burn, impervious to the degradation, and had almost limitless application. Today's PCBs are considered one of the gravest chemical threats on the planet, widely used as lubricants, hydraulic fluids, cutting oils, waterproof coatings, and liquid sealants. Are potent and have been implicated in reproductive, developmental, and immune system disorders. This is going on because they need to make money. Who cares who get hurt by it? If I can make $1 out of 15 cents, big enough to get the rent, it's going down. Even though the PCBs were eventually banned after 50 years of causing such devastations, it is still present in just about all animals and human blood and tissue cells across the globe. You think you can get away. You think that you could just go in the cut when they up in the air with the chemtrails, spraying chemtrails down on you, just illuminating your aluminum, and you think you can got blocks for this? Trust me, these ain't no Christians. These ain't no Christians. You can say what you want, but they ain't standing down in church doing all this. They believe in cultic magic. They believe in divinations of nature and the sun being the strongest one. Y'all gonna have to figure it out. There we go. All right. In 1930, Monsanto created its first hybrid seed, the corn, and expands into detergents, soaps, industrial cleaning projects, synthetic rubbers, and plastic. So we're removing the soap and we're taking it back natural. Deodorants, taking that back to natural. You guys are not jumping in. I asked you to send me $90 for 30 bars of soap to remove the chemical soap out your cabinet. And all you could do is let the haters hate. And it's not only beneficial to you, but it is also economical to you. And so a few people jumped in. We got 6 or 7. We moving forward off 6 or 7. Join us. Hit the button and donate so I can buy more products and do more with it or ask me how to make it. I'll teach you how to make it, and you do it, whatever the case. Let's get it. But this is what they're doing. They switched out your soap that was natural and handed you a Dove bar and all that other stuff and put chemicals right on in it. And you're just bathing in it, eating it, all types of things with it. All right, let's go a little further. In 1940s, we moving decade for decade. They began research in uranium to be used as a Manhattan Project for the first atomic bomb, which would later be dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing hundreds and thousands of Japanese, Koreans, and U.S. military servicemen and poisoning millions more. The company continues to its undebated killing spree by creating pesticides and agricultures containing deadly dioxins, which poison the food and the water supply. It was later discovered that Monsanto's failure to disclose the dioxins was used in a wide range of products because doing so would force them to acknowledge it and had created an environmental hell on earth. I'm sure you can go look up the lawsuits for this Monsanto brand, for this aspirin brand. These people are conglomerates. But let's get to 1950. Closely aligned with the Walt Disney Company, Monsanto creates several attractions at Disney's Tomorrowland. Now, these people are Masonic. Walt Disney was a Mason. He bought a Masonic temple on Hollywood Boulevard that is directly across from the Kodak Center. Now he does wonderful things for children by giving them satanic cartoons. Lovely cartoons. I myself was a Mickey Mouse kid. Donald Duck, Bugs Bunny, all that shit satanic. Man, these are not Christians. Play them games if you want to, but they follow Kemetic systems. They may have bastardized them. They may have done them wrong, degraded the information, flip-flop, whitewashed it, but they damn sure not following Christianity. And y'all need to quit that shit, because shit going down on a major billion-dollar level, and they're using magic on that ass. Magic is just simply words that have an effect on you, rather positive or negative. We call that spelling, a spelling, to spell a word, to say a word that will have an effect. Negatively, white magic. Negatively, that's good magic. Oh my God. Negatively, black magic. Positively, white magic. That's what they call it. I don't care what you call it. You can call it green magic, purple magic, whatever magic. But the way they label it, if it's good, it's white magic. If it's bad, it's black magic. So the magic we're referring to that they operate in is black magic, because this is not having a good effect. And thus, they call that black magic. Now, somewhere else, black magic might be good, but here in good old America, black magic is bad. And they got it cracking in Disneyland. Okay, espousing the glories of chemicals and plastics, their house of the future is concentrated entirely of toxic plastics that is biodegradable, as they had asserted. What Monsanto lied, I'm shocked. After attaching a total of 20 million visitors from 1957 to 1967, Disney finally tore the house down, but discovered it would not go down without a fight. According to Monsanto magazine, wrecking balls literally bounced off the glass fiber, reinforced polyester material. Torches, jackhammers, chainsaws, and shovels did not work. Finally, choke cables and others to squeeze off part of the house bit by bit to be tracked away. This is what happened in the court battle against these companies and the public. It was difficult. They're linking up. So Monsanto's and Disney-fied vision of the future, They came together. No one could battle the conglomerates, and they're doing it again. And you don't even know. You didn't even buy the stock. At least you could have bought the stock, so you could have took their stock and bought you a plane ticket to fly away on their expense. But instead, you didn't buy the stock. Now you suffer to eat the food that they will produce. We're in 1960. Monsanto, along with the chemical partner in crime, Dow Chemical, gotta have a homie, somebody to ride for you, produced a deoxin laced Agent Orange. Remember the movie? Smells like war in the morning. Nothing like that. Agent Orange in the Vietnam War. It was a deadly concoction of scientific thought released on the public for the use of its U.S. Vietnam invasion. The result, over 3 million people contaminated and 500,000 Vietnam civilians dead and 500,000 Vietnam babies born with birth defects and thousands of U.S. military veterans suffering or dying from its effect to this day. Still, ain't no sunshine. Monsanto is hauled into court again, and internal memos show that they knew the deadly effect of the deoxin, an Agent Orange, when they sold it to the government. Outrageously, though, Monsanto is allowed to present their own research that concluded deoxins were safe and posed no negative health concern whatsoever. Satisfied. The partners in crime are satisfied. Be bought and paid for courtside with Monsanto and throws the case out. Now look, this is 1960, Agent Orange in Vietnam, proving that people are dying, that they're sick to death. They get them in court. They got the book. They got the Black's Law Dictionary. Where's my book? They got the Black Law Dictionary. They rocking. You feel me? They know the words in the book. Once you know the words in this book, you can just run it how you want. Say the right words and you're out of there. They operate by law, that which you could prove, not that which is true. You know how to talk. You could be slick. Say the right word. These are lawyers, trained individuals with PhDs and MBAs and that type of thing doing this to you. The educated class doing this to you. All right. So now, it's in the 60s. They got that. Now, we get down to the 70s, and Monsanto's partner is G.D. Searle, produces numerous international studies which claim aspartame to be safe, while the FDA-owned scientific research clearly reveals that aspartame causes tumors and massive holes in the brain of rats before killing them. The FDA initiates that the grand jury investigation into G.D. Searle's for knowingly misrepresenting findings and concealing material facts and making false statements in regard to aspartame's safety. This is 1970. Now you can go and get aspartame in your coffee. Y'all think this shit is a game. We're talking about chemical engineering on a socialist platform to an educated slave that he can lay rest and live good in an American grave. This is what you building up. This is what you sending your kids to college for, so they could come back and be educated slaves in the GMO future of the world. Because you don't believe in black nationalism. You think it's radical to want to govern yourselves. You like integration in Martin Luther King, don't you? Why won't you? Okay, let's get to the 1980s. That's aspartame in the 70s. Now in the 80s, admit disputable research that reveals that toxic effect of aspartame from the 70s. And as the FDA commissioner, Dr. Gary Gorin, was about to sign a petition in a law to keep it off the market, Donald Rumsfeld, that's right, Donald Rumsfeld, y'all know his name, he stay in the news, calls Ronald Reagan for a favor. The day after he takes office, Reagan fires the uncooperative Gorin and appoints Dr. Arthur Hayes Hull to the head of the FDA. Y'all pay attention to see who Trump puts in the department of the FDA. Then go get their background and find out what kind of spiritual system they working with. And all you're going to come up with is black magic and the Celtic cross. The circle with the cross. I don't even know who you're going to pick. And I can tell you that he's going to be down with that. Trust and believe. They are not Christians in the White House. They're operating on a Kemetic, Greek, and Roman ancient system. They've been operating on, and y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all just rather go to the conscious community and lie to your goddamn selves. Go ahead. I'm going to do my thing. So now, in the 80s, we got Rumsfeld and Reagan and Dr. Arthur Hill. A doctor. Them same people with them same degrees are taking these offices. And they supposed to know everything. But when they get to these positions, they don't give a damn about where they went to school with. It don't matter no more. Because now you're operating on something different beyond the level of your education. It's just your education is irrelevant now. It's all about what the business is. Do you know what the business is? So the National Soft Drink Association, the NSDA, is initially, hold on real quick. I got a guest coming by. Hello? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You on your way? Okay. Okay, look. I'm doing a live show right now. So I knew you was trying to come. So just come on and I got you. No sweat. No sweat. Sorry about that, y'all. I have somebody coming to the office. Had to get that. All right. So now I was on my thing with the National Soft Drink, right? And so they had initially had an uproar, fearing future lawsuits from consumers permanently injured or killed by drinking the poison. When the surly is able to show that liquid aspartame, through incredibly deadly, is much more addictive than crack cocaine. Damn, did you think it was something more addictive than crack? Well, shit. Coca-Cola at the time. So the NSDA is convinced that the skyrocketing profit sales from the sales of the soft drink laced with aspartame would easily offset any future liabilities. With that, corporates agreed wins, and the unsuspecting soft drink consumer pays for it with damaged health. Coke leads the way once again. Remember We go from saccharin in 1901 and Coca-Cola to aspartame and Coca-Cola to whatever the hell they got now. Now, what are you going to do now? Okay, it's 1985. The undoubted by the swirl of corruption and the multiple accusations and fraudulent research undertakes by Surly, Monsanto purchased the company and forms a new aspartame subsidiary called NutraSweet. NutraSweet. Saccharin, aspartame, NutraSweet. We just moving right along. Ain't shit changed but the weather. The NutraSweet company, when multitudes of independent scientists' research contains to warn about aspartame's toxic effect, Monsanto goes on the offense, bribing the National Cancer Institution to provide their own fraudulent papers to get into the NCI, to claim that the formaldehyde does not cause cancer so that aspartame can stay on the market. It's just about money. You think it's about bullshit. Which deviation you're following, what your master teacher's name is, and all that type of stuff. It's not about that. You have to create a world that you govern if you want to get out of this. Because there are countries where this shit is not allowed. Nowhere around them. Trust and believe. But they got other shit for them people. So now let's get into the 1990s. We almost there. This is almost over. Right? In 1990s, Monsanto spends millions defending the state and federal legislation and disallowed the corporations from continuing to dump dioxins, pesticides, and other cancer-causing poisons into the drinking system, regardless. They are sued countless times for causing disease in the plant workers and the people surrounding the areas with birth defects in babies. Now, all of a sudden, you guys say that being gay is normal. I don't mean to go in on the gays. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell it come from. Could it be some aspartame? Could it be some saccharin? Could it be some NutraSweet? Going down to NutraSweet. Making all the homies too NutraSweet. The hell is going on? In 1994, the FDA once again criminally approves Monsanto latest monstrousness and synthetic bovine growth hormone, the RBGH. Yeah, that's a different kind of RBG. That's the RBGH, produced from genetically modified E. coli bacteria. Whew, this shit is ugly. Monsanto claims that the disease pus milk, full of antibiotics and hormones, is not only safe, but actually good for you. Worse yet, dairy companies who refuse to use this toxic cow pus and label their products RBGH free are sued by Monsanto, claiming it gives them an unfair advantage over the competitors that did. What Montos was saying is, yeah, we know RBGA makes people sick, right? That you advertise it, not in your products. Woo! Just don't talk about mine. Let me be over here and push this fake ass consciousness and just don't say nothing about me. Fake ass black power and just don't say shit about me. I have a spot in this shit too to kick this bullshit. Sounds a lot like bullshit to me. All over the place, as you got to dig down and hurt people's feelings to bring out the truth. Following year, 1995, the diabolical company begins producing genetically organisms. 1995. Tolerant to their toxic herbal Roundup. Woo! Roundup Ready canola oil, rapeseed, soybean, corn, BT, cotton, and hitting on the market, advertising as better, safer, healthier alternatives to their organic, non-GMO rivals. This shit's better. See, the conglomerate of Bayer and Monsanto at a 65 or $66 billion purchase is so gargantuous, so monstrositous, that you just can't get around it. Not as long as you're an economic slave with a PhD living in their country under the United States banter, going down to your Publix and your Ralph supermarkets and your Krogers and whatever you Piggly Wigglies you got in your neighborhood, where that's all you got. You're trying to put dinner on the table and you just did 10 hours of work and all you got is an hour left before it's time to go to bed, to get up early at 4 o'clock in the morning and drive back down to your cushion $200,000 a year job and eat some more GMOs in your coffee. You're stuck. That's what it sounds like to me until you do something about it. So we got Roundup, we got the GMOs, we got NutraSweet, we got aspartame, and we got saccharin. Monsanto. They ain't even got started. They still flying. They just did a major merger. A mega merger. What you gonna do about it? How you gonna get in where you fit in? By 2000, the millennium, Monsanto controls the largest share of the global GMO market. It turns the U.S. government, spends hundreds of millions of funds, aerosol sprays of Roundups causing massive environmental devastations. Fish and animals and thousands die within days of spraying. The respiratory ailments and the cancer death in humans spike tremendously. But this is all a consideration of an unusual coincidence. So the spraying continues. Double speak. Double speak. I ain't gonna go there yet, because the shit is, it's way out. Y'all not ready to just smack it all in 1 hour. You can handle it, but not all in an hour. You got to digest this Monsanto. If you know about Monsanto, what up to the chat? I see y'all, but I can't focus. I got to get back to it. Y'all know how we do it. All my CRTs, thank y'all for supporting me. I'm trying to build this shit, but I'm by myself, it seems. It's trickling in, but we're going to keep it going because I know y'all have dealt with NutraSeek before. I know you tried it once. I know you tried it once. You might try it all the time, but they're not done with you. The monster grows bigger. Monsanto merges with Pharmaceutica and Upjohn, then separates itself from chemical business and rebrands itself as an agriculture company. This is after the 2000. They got to shake that name. That shit getting ugly to the hood. Game ain't good. We got to switch it up. Now we're an agriculture company. Roundup is just an off product we sell. So they rocking. Yes, that's right. The chemical company whose products have devastated the environment, killed millions of people, wildlife over the years, now wants us to believe that the product is safe and nutritious foods that won't kill people any longer. That's an extremely hard sell, which is why they continue to grow bigger through mergers and secret partnerships. Secret partnerships and mergers allow them to grow bigger and bigger. Let's copy that style. Let's merge. Let's grow bigger. Let's merge and grow bigger. Let's do the same thing. Fight this fire with fire. Do the same thing, but do better with it. Be better than bad. These people are not Christians, by the way. But let's keep going. They operate in black magic, by the way. But let's keep going. Because the rival DuPont is too large a corporation to be allowed to merge with, they instead, from stealth partnership with each, agreed to drop existing patent lawsuits against one another and begin sharing in the GMO technology for mutual benefit. Hey man, let's like not fight. Let's just get along in this goddamn disastrous plan on a black man and the white man and the yellow man and the red man. Let's get this mud bud dominational power through corporate capitalism. That's right. Whew. This is so much information. I'm not sure if y'all can handle it all in a day. So the further revelations have broken open regarding this evil giant's true intention. Monsanto crafted the ridiculous HR 933 containing resolutions. HR 933, go look it up. It's a bill. It's containing some sort of resolutions to the plan, aka Monsanto Protection Act, which Obama robo-signed into law as well. Your black man robo-signed it. Just push it through. What they want to do, what my homies with the Celtic cross want to do, push it through. Why does he do it? Because he's educated by the white man. And the white man paid good money for an education. Yes, they do. Yes, Obama signed the provision that makes Monsanto above any law and makes them more powerful than the government itself. We have to wonder who's really in charge of the country, because it's certainly not Obama. Tipping point through when the corporation becomes too evil and the world pushed back hard. Many countries continue to convince Monsanto of crimes against humanity and have banned them altogether, telling them to get out and stay out. You got countries with a sign held high talking about get out and stay out. And the only reason they can do that is because they govern over themselves and can do what the hell they please, although they're still economic slaves to the bigger branch. They damn sure ain't got to eat no GMOs while they enjoy their economic slavery. What about you? All right. So, man, how y'all feeling? Does this make any sense? Are you going to continue to lie to yourself while we go through these damages and act like the Bible got you in slavery? Like it's the Bible producing GMOs? Are you going to continue to fall for that one? Are you not going to look into what are they doing? What do they believe in? Do you care? What makes men want money so bad that they'll turn you into a zombie to get some? And going to have something to say about Planned Parenthood and abortions. When I'm going to go to a channel and see a woman going in on women, babies. I know that sometimes the brothers force you to do it. I ain't saying that they don't. What about the child support agency? When are we going to stop using that to devastate your neighborhoods? I know some of the guys ain't paying, but goddamn, you got a neighborhood that's dying and attacked on 100 fronts, and you haven't one day used that goddamn degree to fight against this shit. You're using it for comfort, for bigger cars, for more comfy couches, for more shit. That's what you use it for. Support something that offers something of value that helps you grow and help others grow. Support that, whatever that may be. I'm going to drop links in my description box. I hope you come back and visit the page and click. I'll go find some interesting stuff. Maybe some things, some books you could buy, or products that may help you. I don't know how to fix it all. I don't know everything to do. I just know that I get up, I hit my shit, and I record a video, and I bring the information to you. This is your brother, Pit Boss, the digital dominator of the conscious community. And I just brought this to you to hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you come back and visit me again when we go live. This is the Aviator Squad, where we take a look through the camera eye. We take a bird's eye picture over what the hell is going on in this world. This has been the Monsanto and the Bayer aspirin circle in the cross combination with the saccharin and aspartame and NutraSweet combo in your coffee. I hope y'all take a look. I hope you do more than just sit there. I hope you do more than just refuse to assist. If you ain't got time, fund those that got time. But if you just sit back and continue to enjoy your lavish life of economic and slavery, don't expect for it to get better. It ain't the white man killing you. It's evil killing you. Y'all have a great day. Be impeccable with your words. Say what you say and say it correctly. Never make assumptions. Always concentrate your thoughts. Hear people out completely before you come to determination. Always do your best. Your best don't always have to be 1000%, but make sure however hard it you push it with everything you got. And with all the evils that you see, and all the dumb shit that you hear, and all the negative shit people say, it is them who have an issue, not you, if you choose not to believe it. And therefore, I always end it by saying, never take it personal. If you don't take things personal, they will have no effect upon you. And you'll be stronger. You'll last longer. Digital Pit Boss, Aviator Squad. Blessings and favor.